Hello, this is Amanda from Multisoft Corporation, your MLM solutions provider. Today I'm going over session 7 of compensation training. I'm going to go over some tools that are helpful when you're calculating commissions as far as checking commissions, and also for distributors if they want to check how they're doing as far as meeting their rank requirements, commission values, and their sales and their downline as well. So I am logged in, and the first step before you use any of the commission tools is you want to go ahead and calculate your commissions. We're going to start with that. I'm going to plans and calculate commissions, and we went over this in our earlier video. But whichever one you're going to check, whichever system, you want to make sure and calculate the commissions. So if I was going to check commissions all over for all of my systems, I would go ahead and calculate them in each one. But for this training, I'm just going to go ahead and calculate the Unilevel. So click on Calculate Commissions. And then we'll wait for it to calculate, and then you can click on View Commissions. So once you've calculated commissions where it says it's completed, you're ready to check your tools. So the first tool we're going to go over is the Genealogy Tree. So I'm going to go to Company Genealogy and Company Genealogy. This is the admin genealogy. You can see it's in the admin menus. So the only people who will have access to this genealogy tree is if you give them an admin role. So here's the genealogy tree. You can see there's 3 different types of trees available. If you have a matrix system, it'll be more of a custom set. So this one is set to, if you bring someone in, you can have 3 people under you. So it looks like it's 3. This could be different. I've seen some with 5 or 10. So if someone brings in somebody, they can have 5 people under them, and then it starts another level. So that's the matrix. And then the binary is always going to be 2 by 2. So it'll be 1 person, and then 1 person on the left, 1 person on the right, and it keeps applying levels that way, where your sponsor could be up more than where you're actually placed in the tree. For this particular one, I'm going over the Unilevel Tree, which is you bring somebody in, your sponsor will always be above you. So let's look at user 100,000. Here's user 100,000. They sponsored everybody on their level 1, and level 1 sponsored everybody. This is their level 1. This is their direct sponsor right here. This is their direct sponsor, and it goes as far left and as far as right for infinity. It's however long you can go. So that's the difference in the trees. You can show different amount of information. If you don't want all of this information to show, you could just uncheck it here. It'll always show the current commission period at this time. We might have something available in the future that you can check closed commission periods, but it's always going to be the open commission period here. When you're adding in distributors, you can see you can add them wherever you'd like. So when you click on, if I wanted to add a distributor under 100,004, I could just click on Add Distributor. Now something that is a little confusing is it will always show your particular ID right here. Your enrolling distributor will be, but this is not the case. It's just because you're the person signed in. It would go under Matea Anderson in that particular spot if you're going to add that. So I'm going to go ahead and go back out of that. When you click on a distributor, it'll give information about them if you click on Show Info. So you can see this level forecasting. You can also add a distributor or add a customer here. There's an associate member, which it'll always show 0, because remember that's the default rank. You can see they're currently bronze because we just calculated commission. So I can go to bronze. You can see it's updated. I can check this with my commission statement or my compensation statement that I've sent in and make sure that the level 1, level 2, and level 3 for bronze is 5%. But he has sold something on his level 2, and he's getting $255 off of that commission. Here is the volume. 5% of 5,100 is 255. So the volume will go up with the amount of orders he gets off of his level 2 that he earns commission on. He can also check if he was a silver, if that would change, and it looks like it would be the same, but if he sells to someone on his level 1 as a silver, he has an extra chance of making commissions. That's where the levels forecasting comes in. You can also search for users right here. So it can be hard to just kind of scroll through and find somebody, but if you wanted to search, you can scroll right here. It'll show you just different views, so you can check all your distributors up to 50. Shows you all of that. You can also just put in an ID and click on search. It'll just level out their view. You can view their tree. So this is what they see when they're logged in. So let's click on 100,001's tree. And I'll show you where they see their information here in a minute. So this is what Chase would see when he logs in. He as well can place a distributor wherever he'd like on his tree. I'm going to go ahead and go back. Go back on our search. It gives you rank, name, enrollment date information, phone number if they've added it, and email as well information here. So lots of good information you can find on the genealogy tree. So that's the information there. Now if I am a distributor, it'd be under my team. So let's go ahead and sign in as a distributor, and I can show you what it looks like when they go to their genealogy tree. Let's go back to Chase. Okay, so if I'm signed in as Chase and I want to see my tree, I'm going to go to my team, my genealogy. So here's only my tree, so I can also view information if I would like. It'll also show the current commission period. If I search, it's only going to show me the information that's under me, so I won't see everybody in the company's information as well. And there's also the different trees available here. So the same information, just not as much. They can only see their downline, and the top of their tree will be themselves, their own personal information. Let's go back to the chart view here. You can see he's at the top right here, and here's his distributors under him. So I'm going to sign back out and sign back in as admin. I'll pause it. Okay, I'm signed back in as admin. The next tool I want to go over is under genealogy, and it's called the Genealogy Data Viewer. So when you open it, it'll look like this. If you're signed in as admin, it'll have you at the top, so user 100,000. So if you don't put anything in here, it's just going to show the entire tree under you. So if I click on distributor right here, show details, this is the name of user 100,000. If I click on the name, it'll give additional information. It gives me the name, the company name, all the information that you put in during sign up. Your sponsor won't be technically a sponsor because it's going to be the same information. If you're the company at the top, you're going to see your information here. The enrollment date and then the rank of the particular user 100,000 is bronze. You can see just somebody's rank. If you just want to see somebody's downline that's a distributor in the company, you can put in their ID. Let's use Chase again. And you want to put the period that you're checking. I'm going to click the open period. And this one you can click on close periods and find out information. So let's click on the distributor here. This is Chase, so you can click on his name. Here's all of his information as well as his ID number and join date and such. You can check out his sponsor name right here. Here's the sponsor name, which is user 100,000, and his enrollment date as well as his rank. His personal level will also have his customer details, so you can check the customers that he has. Here's his customers. His sponsor as well. It's 100,001, so it should be his name right here. And also on his level 1, it'll have any customers that he has for his level 1. So here's his distributors on his level 1, and then these customers belong to one of the distributors on here. So let's check the distributors. So here's some different distributors. You notice Chase is all their sponsor. And if you click on them, you can find out their ID number. So if I click on this particular name, Derek Sorensen, his ID is 100,008, and it gives all the information about him. If I click on the customer, here's the customer, and you can see that their sponsor is Matea Anderson. The ID is 100,004. You can click on their customer name and find out additional information. Right here, their enrolling sponsor is Matea Anderson. So out of the distributors on your level 1 for Chase, which is his personal distributors, you know that Matea Anderson is the one that has the customer. Here's the sales value in the CV. This looks at all the levels and accumulates them. It looks like there was no other sales except for on level 2. So we can look at the details of that. Here's all of the distributors on level 2. Here's the customers for level 2. Altogether there's 3. Altogether there's 14 total distributors, 3 total customers. And here's the CV. So altogether you can see that there was 5,100 commission value. And you can tell by looking at here, it was all off of level 2. Let's click on that number. It gives additional information. So there was 2 orders that made up the CV of 5,100. number 247 and number 249. So you can find out further information by clicking on order number 247. And you can see that the customer name was Wanda. You can look at the ID and the sold by. If the ID and the sold by is the same number, you know this is a distributor order. The Unilevel commission value was $5,000 on this order. Let's look at the next order. You can see it was 100. You can see the total is 5,100. And this looks like it was a distributor order as well. And the Unilevel commission value was 100 as well. You can look at the sales value right here. So it looks like there was a couple sales value. Here's order number 247. The purchaser was Wanda Reading. So let's click on that. Okay, so the sales value is showing 9 right here, and you see the amount here is 10. So this is one I would further research to find out that. That's something that might catch my eye if I'm researching some data. So I'm going to copy that here. And then let's look at the other order, which is showing 10. You see the paid amount was 10. You can see those equal 20. So let's check that one order, which I copied down. Let's go to orders and search orders, which was order number 247. We'll go to advanced search, go to our order number 247, and let's find out more information about this particular order. See, it was paid $9. Alright, so I have the order open. You can see that the price was 10. You can see there was a discount given. So this particular system has a discount given of 1, but they still got the sales value of the order for that. So that's where that difference is. So that's a good thing to check when you're going through there and looking at different things and seeing how things pay out. So that was again under Company, Genealogy, and Genealogy Data Viewer. So that gives you an idea of how you can use that, the information that's available when you're checking CV, where people are on each other's levels, how many customers people have, how many personal distributors people have. I want to show you what this looks like signed in as a distributor. So let's go to User and User Management. I'm going to go ahead and sign in as Chase here. Alright, so I'm signed in as Chase, and I'm going to go the same thing where it says My Team, and we're going to go to Data Viewer right here. So I'm signed in as Chase, so I will see everything in my downline unless I put one of my distributors in my downline right here. I will not see the whole company downline, just the people, if I'm Chase, in my downline. So you can check that by going to the personnel level, looking at the distributor and showing details, and this should be Chase's information. So here's his name. Here's his sponsor name, which is ID 100,000, the rank, and the enrollment date. This will be everybody on his level 1, and then here will be on his level 2. So Chase has 1 customer. On his level 2, he has 7 distributors. One of those distributors has 1 customer. If we want to see which distributor that is, we just click on the Show Details. You can see their sponsor is Matea. Then he has 6 distributors on his level 2 with 1 customer belonging to one of those distributors. So we can click on that customer information. We can see that's James Buchanan. If we click on the Show Details here, here's James Buchanan right here. So it shows you how you can use that information as well as to check orders, CV, sales volume, and then also distributors can check to see, especially if you have some rank requirements saying, you have to get a certain amount of CV and the group volume. They can check and see how close they are to getting that to meet that rank requirement. And again, you always want to calculate commissions before you're checking, and then if somebody else is checking, maybe go ahead and calculate the commissions again so they're getting the most updated information, or let them know that it's calculated at least every 2 hours. So if it's not showing what they think it should show, like an order just placed, to give it some time and check again. So that gives a little bit more information about the data viewer and then the genealogy tree for your checking your commissions. And we're going to do one more training about how to check rank qualifications and such when you're going through your first commission run, and you just want to make sure and have your actual compensation plan out when you're checking it. And I'll show you just an example of an easy one to show you how to check to see why someone isn't making certain qualifications and what to check for. Please share this webinar training with your company administrators and support team in order to enhance the services provided to your customers and distributors. We appreciate your feedback and input. Please let us know if this helped and how we can improve supporting you. If you have any questions about this or any other trainings, would like to schedule one-on-one training with one of our CSRs, or would like to speak with a multi-soft account executive, please call us at 1-239-945-6433 or submit a help desk ticket request at helpdesk.marketpowerpro.com.